Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I wanted to go over some of the Ashened combos, and let's hop right into it. So the first one is opening the Awakening of YuGiOh, and this one you can go ahead and go draw phase, activate, place the field spell in their field zone, and then go search out the Eruption Dragon. You know, obviously you want to do it in draw phase to play around Duel and Lockbird better, and then special summon, pop the field spell, and then go ahead and set the trap from deck, once again playing around Duel, and then you can activate the Obsidian, the Ashen City, to go summon out the King, and then activate King effect to go summon, and that's going to go summon out the Hero. Now technically you don't even have to go into King, you could actually just skip it if you wanted to. I just figured for the combos I would do more than less, because really this card doesn't do anything after you summon this out. But now you can summon this effect, go ahead and pop, and then put the field spell out from the deck, and then end phase, field spell, put back, and then you get the draw one. So there I just drew into a blank, and then on their turn you can go ahead and activate the trap card to go ahead and add back the Eruption Dragon. And this is obviously also assuming that the opponent is not playing a field spell deck, otherwise you could use this to interrupt their field spell. But here we just pop our own field spell, and then special summon out to the opponent's field. And this is, you know, they'd have to be playing some for you to want to do this, because what you're going to end up doing is using this. When this card is sent from the opponent's field to the graveyard, you can destroy all monsters on the field. So you're going to destroy all the bodies on the field here, because you have Hero as a quick effect that can pop. Then you're going to get the field spell effect to go ahead and summon out the Priestess, and then Priestess effect, go ahead and search out King for the follow-up. Then you have Hero to pop, and then bring out the field spell from the deck, and then you get the Eruption Dragon effect to destroy all monsters on the field. And then, as I said here, the trap is a counter to the Charmer, so if they go Dark Charmer, effect go take, which is, you know, very popular, especially post-Fatal Nightmare when these cards come out, you can actually use this to take back the monster that they take. So that pretty much means they just won't be able to Charmer you. So now on to the next combo. Because like the first combo is with a quick play spell that's not like searchable through engine or anything, you kind of just have to open it. You can also play Pot of Prosperity in the deck. You can play all the pots if you want to, because the extra deck doesn't matter like at all. But if you do play Prosperity, you won't get the end phase field spell draw. But now the next combo is Fenrir plus Priestess. So special summon out Fenrir, Fenrir, go search for Kashtira Rise Heart, and then normal summon Priestess, Priestess effect, go search out the Ashen City, and then special summon out Kashtira Rise Heart, overlay those to make Flame Banshee, and then Banshee effect, attach, go search for the Eruption Dragon. One thing I've noticed a lot while attempting to play this deck is the Eruption Dragon is not an Ashen monster, which is like really tough, because you're not able to like search it off your other things, which sucks. And then activate field spell, activate the effect in hand, summon to their field, pop, and then you can go ahead and search. You know, we already played in the draw, so there's no reason to like, you know, play around it now. It would have already been dropped. And then field spell, go summon out King, and then King can bring out Hero, and then you have Hero that can pop, go bring out field spell, set trap. You know, once again, it's literally the same thing as last game, or the last replay, but now you also have Fenrir on your field, which is really nice. You can also like change the zone position, I guess, to play around like an earlier anima on Hero. And then on to the next combo, we have Priestess plus Revolution Synchron, which I'm gonna be honest, whenever Revolution Synchron's in a deck list, it almost instantly makes it like copium. But I did want to show off a couple of the combos here with that. So Priestess, go ahead and search out the Ashen City, and then use that plus Revolution to make Ancient Fairy Dragon, activate field spell. And the reason why this is like so nice is because if this card in the field zone is destroyed or banished, you can special summon an Ashen monster from the deck. So like, you know, you're gonna get that extra bonus. And then here, there's a couple field spells that you can go into, which is Therion Disc Coliseum, a stand-up Centauron, and then a Stone Wall of the Imperial Tombs, which is the new Horus field spell if you didn't know that. So I'll go through each of them here. Go ahead, search out Disc Coliseum, and then activate the Ashen City to go bring out a Hero. Revolution, summon by milling one, and then go up into Crystal Wing. I don't mill in this because, you know, it's just going to be a blank mill. Go into Crystal Wing, Disc Coliseum, grab out Therion King, and then bring out, this should also be over one. I just made it to where like it looked easier to like attach directly underneath. And then here you have Crystal Wing, Therion King, and then you also have Hero that can pop, Remember, this can only pop a Pyro monster, and there's not like too many Pyro monsters, but you know, Snake Eye stuff is fairly popular, so you can pop that stuff. But now on to the next combo, the next route. So let's say we go Ancient Fairy, search for Stand-Up Centauron, and then we get Field Spell effect to go summon out Hero from deck. There's also little bits of things that you could do a little bit differently. You could also summon King out from the deck. It's a level 8. Or you could summon out Priestess, which is a level 4, which does work with your Centauron stuff, which is something I have thought about. Because then you can go Revolution, Summon, Mill, make Crystal Wing, and then obviously, you know, you start with 5 cards in hand, so I fill the hand with the rest of them. The first one didn't take an extra card, but the next 2 combos will take extra cards. Then activate Stand Up, effect, discard Bonfire, bring out Trudia, effect, special, effect, spell and trap zone, Primera from deck, effect, special, and then Primera, effect to go search. Now, here, even like, that is not post-Phantom Nightmare for that Centauron stuff, but you also don't have to do that, right? Because if you summon out the level 8 King, then you can actually just use Primera plus King to go ahead and make the Synchro 12 that's already out, effect, draw 1, end phase, place Primera, and then you have Calamities on their turn. So that's also something that you can do. But here I was just like messing around with this stuff. But of course you don't have to play this stuff. You could definitely do it like with less. And then also if you bring out the level 8, you could also set up like Trap Card if you want to, if you play it. But yeah, and then just Calamities on their turns. Calamities on their turn is also not post-Phantom Nightmare. Yeah, but you could get Calamities on their turn post-Phantom Nightmare if you want to. But then you have to play like a bunch of the Centauron stuff, which is like really awkward. So now on to the third route with the last field spell. And this one I feel like would be the one that would make the most sense to actually play, since the Horus cards are, you know, they're pretty good overall. And they also, you know, if you do activate like Quick Play Spell or something, then, you know, you can still use these cards afterwards. These cards are way better going second than the other cards. You can also use the Horus cards and then the Quick Play Spell, because the Quick Play Spell only locks for the rest of the turn. So 2 different options here off the summon. One is set up the Pyro Pop with a number 90, which is the monster interruption, or you could go for like Zombie Vampire to try to, you know, hit other engine, I guess. Or you can set up Draw 3, and also you could set up the Pyro Pop and the Draw 3. You would just have to play 2 Horus bricks in your deck, which is like not very great. Then go ahead, make Crystal Wing, activate Field Spell, go ahead, search for Glory, then put back Bonfire, Glory, discard itself plus Bonfire, search King Sarcophagus, and then draw 1. Just into a blank, King Sarcophagus, discard, then go dump Happy. So yeah, right here I said only 2 Horus in deck. If you play 3, then you could full commit the hand into Coach and keep the King of Ashened City on the field. Yeah, or you could, yeah, because if you play all 3 instead of setting up the Pyro Pop if you want to, you could also go through 3 Horus and then overlay because you get to draw 3, and then maybe you draw something that works with this. But go ahead, summon out the Horus bodies, and then right here, I show that you could summon like Zombie Vampire, a number 90 if you want, or you could overlay all 3 of those and make like a Coach King, and then Coach King just simply says like draw 3 cards. So here I just add like 3 blanks to hand. You know, don't pretend like they're the actual cards, just 3 blank draws off of this. And then said Horus cards also can work under the Pyro restriction sum, and you could also play with them first before the Pyro lock, because if you read this, this says for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the deck or extra deck except for Pyro monsters. So, you know, it's for the rest of the turn. Yeah, and then also I show off the Fire King XYZ that I talked about in the video yesterday, because this also works with the Horus monsters very well. And this card's actually like pretty nice in the deck too, because it can pop all other monsters on the field, then you can detach one and pop a spell and trap. So, you know, you can pop their back row, but you could also pop your own field spell if you want to, and then get field spell effect to go ahead and special summon out from deck. So that is it for the combos today. Overall, this deck I think is completely unplayable. I'm not gonna lie. After trying it, it just doesn't really work. But that's fine, because it's the first wave of support. I think there will be more support for the deck in the future, which could make the deck a lot better. We are also going into a format that's like really strong with like the Snake Eye cards. Like they can play a lot of non-engine, and their engine's also very strong. So it's going to be hard for, you know, brand new decks like this to have a chance of ever competing against something like that. And then also this deck wouldn't even be able to compete with the decks that are like currently out, because this deck just sucks right now. It really sucks that this also isn't an Ashen monster, and it kind of sucks that this isn't an Ashen card. I get why this one isn't though, because this is a very strong card, so it's kind of just like, you know, if you draw it, you draw it, or if you like Prosperity into it, then sure. But it's just a very strong card overall. And that is going to be it for the video. I think I'm going to stop talking about this deck for the time being. Maybe I'll get some gameplay with it in like a replay and try to upload that relatively soon. But other than that, I'm just going to wait until this deck gets support for me to spend more time on it, just because it's not very great right now. And with all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace, have a nice day, stay safe.